Hi guys, this is KlazartSC Ignore Audio Commentary, and this time I'm commentating on Game 3 of the Arena MSL Round of 32 Group E matchup. This is the winners matchup of the group between the winners. So if you guys haven't seen Game 1 and Game 2, you probably should go check that out first, because this game will obviously spoil that. This is between Lucifer and Shark. Lucifer starting up with Protoss in the top left corner of the map in white, or sorry, not white, yellow, and Shark in white at the bottom right corner of the map playing Zerg. So this will be an interesting match to say the least. I don't think anyone would have predicted these two guys would end up in the winners matchup, in the winners from this bracket. Nevertheless, that is what has happened. Great play by these two guys to get here. Shark, I have to say, had a lucky escape. Looked like he was down and out versus good friend, managed to pull out the surprise attack, and one crucial attack managed to break his opponent's defenses and win the game. It certainly wasn't a planned strategy in my opinion. I think he adapted very well, and that's something that's obviously going to bode well for his future. He certainly has shown adaptability. Shark is one of those Zerg players that I feel, Lucifer meanwhile has put his pylon down at his natural expo and sent his probe out to scout, so he'll probably be putting the Forge or Nexus down depending on what he sees his opponent doing. Shark just producing drones for the moment. He hasn't sent, looks like Shark is going for the spawning pool first. Looks like Shark has gone for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like Shark has gone for a 9 pool there. He hasn't put the hatchery down first, so this is going to be interesting because obviously this is a map, a two-player map with only 2 spawn points, so Lucifer knows exactly where to scout. His probe is in, he's going to see that spawning pool, and immediately he's going to be able to take advantage from that. So Shark is not going to be able to inflict any damage on his opponent with that early spawning pool. Obviously he was hoping to catch his opponent a little bit off guard, do some damage with the early Zerglings, maybe to his opponent's economy, but Shark is now, but Lucifer having had that scout is obviously, and this is what Protoss players really need to do. They need to get that scout in early, so that when they're fast expanding, when they're putting that Forge down, they know whether or not they need to put cannons down first, or whether they can put that Nexus down first, and that little bit of difference can be the difference between victory and defeat in a game of Pro StarCraft. Shark sending that drone out, I suspect to get his hatchery down, but he's obviously aware that that probe is going to harass him, and obviously slow him down and putting that expansion down. So Lucifer getting the early punches in, but unfortunately for him, he's not able to stop Shark from getting that expansion down. Shark puts that hatchery down on the Natural Expo, just harassing the probe a little bit inside, up above the ramp before heading in and putting it down. So good play by Shark. He managed to get that expansion down. He's getting those earnings up. Forge is up meanwhile for Lucifer. He's not even going to go for the photon cannons. Lucifer is an interesting little player. Shark is an interesting Zerg player. He reminds me a little bit of Jaedong, when Jaedong was not, before Jaedong really emerged to be the premier Zerg player, probably a season or two before that, where Jaedong had some aspects to his game that were good, but he wasn't able to bring them all together to really be able to assert dominance like he's able to do now. Shark sending his second drone out. I think he's going to probably try and take another expansion in response to knowing exactly what his opponent is up to, because he knows that Lucifer has seen his spawning pool. He knows that his Zergling attack is probably not going to be very effective, so therefore he's going to try and put another expansion down to try and neutralize the economic advantage that his opponent is going to gain from him having gone 9 pool and not having done any damage from it. Looks like he's actually done that. Looks like he's taken the expansion in the middle right hand side of the map, just outside of his natural expo. I have no idea what it says, MBC, KCM, something, blah blah blah. So expansion, third actually going down for Shark, and the key here for Shark is to take that probe out. He doesn't need to be giving more and more scouting information to his opponent. He really needs to deny that scouting information, and he's failed to do that thus far. He's sending another drone out. He's got his extractor up meanwhile in his main as well. I'm not sure what, and he's got his natural expo up and running. He's got the third expo. Meanwhile, gateway up also for Lucifer. He's also getting his Nexus down. 2 photon cannons built first. I think he would have been better off. I think 1 photon cannon, 1 gateway would have just been enough. Obviously, once Shark saw that probe in his base, and once Lucifer saw that the Zerglings were not really heading towards him, he had the opportunity there to save some resources and not plant that second photon cannon down as early as he did. Probably could have put the Nexus down first, but he decided to invest in that second photon cannon anyway. Either way, his defenses are shored up. And you would probably say that the early exchange has benefited Lucifer as opposed to Shark. I think Shark has finally gotten rid of that probe in his base, gotten rid of that scout. Meanwhile, Lucifer putting on the cybernetics core. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it'll be interesting to see what sort of strategy Lucifer goes for from here. I'm sure he's not aware of that third hatchery. Shark putting on the Hydralisk Den, and I think this is the exact correct strategy from Shark here. He's also putting the lair down. Shark needs to try and break that defense. I think that's the best chance he has of winning this game, of breaking Lucifer's defense before he gets his high level going, because Lucifer did get the advantage from that early game. So Shark putting on the Hydralisk Den and teching to lair as well, and it looks like he's going to be going for some sort of a lurker attack here, and that really is the key here. If Shark can catch Lucifer off guard, he really needs to deny the scout. He cannot afford to let that scout in. Probe again coming in from Lucifer. Shark managed to get the Zerglings in time to ward that probe away. Lucifer, meanwhile, has seen that expansion. I think this might actually play to Shark's advantage a little bit. I think Lucifer might underestimate what Shark is going for. Seeing that third expansion, he might feel that Shark has decided to go more the economy route and is probably attacking and probably is not going to be able to exert as much pressure as actually Shark is going to be able to, since Shark is going for the mid-game attack. Meanwhile, Lucifer's got the Stargate up. He's putting the Citadel Battle, so he still thinks he's going for a Corsair Templar build here. It'll be interesting whether or not Shark is going to be able to cope. So Shark has got that first hard list out. It's all going to be down to whether or not Shark can actually block off, because there is clearly a choke there at the expo, outside of the natural expo of each player, that if you can defend that will prevent Lucifer from getting those DTs out. So if Shark can get a few idlers down there along with his speed upgrade or overlord from his lair, he'll be able to defend that successfully and minimize the damage to his economy. Lucifer still struggling to get a scout off, and it's vital for him that he tries to get some sort of a scout here. Once again, getting that probe in. Looks like he's almost getting through, but the probe getting taken out the last second by the Zerglings. I'm not sure if he saw that second extractor or not in the natural expo of Sharks. Even if he sees it, it might not let him realize what Shark is doing. He might just think that that's in order to allow heavy tech or